All right, let's get started. Let's start off with the reading today. I want you to lead the conversation. It's important that you talk as much as you can and I not do a lot of the talking. Okay. So we're gonna have you all right. I ask you to read the second passage in that chapter. Extra large, please. I also ask you to do the activity where you can put the subtitles along with each paragraph, and then answer the questions that I gave you yesterday about
Yes.
the author's intent. All right, so I'm going to read this out loud. I'm going to read each paragraph rather, and you tell me what subtitle goes there.
Okay.
Can you smell what companies are cooking? No quick fix. Eat this nonstop junk. Race against time. Packing an unhealthy punch. Then and now. Get out there. All right. Extra large, please. Why are so many kids today overweight or even obese? According to Diane Urbina, the number one reason is junk food, which is available anytime, anywhere, and in portion sizes that continue to grow. Urbina argues that schools, fast food restaurants, and the media has a responsibility to raise awareness about nutrition and save people of all ages from a public health disaster. All right. Which one of those subtitles in particular?
Race against time.
All right. Why do you say race against time?
Actually, I don't know the answer, but I have answered all the paragraph, and that's the end.
That's the one you pick. So
Yes.
can you tell me why you picked race against time? What was it about that passage that made you pick a race against time?
Because it talk about the overweight in kids.
Mm-hmm.
And why they cannot do exercise.
Mm-hmm. So, but why did you pick a race against time though?
Because I think this is the
Best one.
Yes, the best one.
All right, you said, let's read the second one. When I was a kid and looked around at other kids my age, I saw all kinds of differences. There were tall ones and short ones, black and white and brown ones, rude ones and polite ones. But you know what? There weren't many heavy ones. I think that if you had asked me at the time, I would have told you that kids are just naturally thin. Let's talk about the present. Walk down any city street in America, sit in a mall and watch the people walk by. You will notice something's changed. Kids are heavy, lots of them. If your own eyes don't convince you, if your own eyes do not convince you, here are the statistics. The number of obese children and adolescents 5 through 19 around the world has risen tenfold in the past 4 decades. Obesity rates increased from less than 1% in 1975 to nearly 6% in girls and nearly 8% in boys. Today, there are about 50 million obese girls and 74 million boys in the world. Are these numbers not big enough for you? Then over 340 million children and adolescents aged 5 to 19 are overweight. It is not just America. It's not just America. All right, so what is the subtitle for this one?
Then and now.
Then and now?
Then and now, yes.
Okay. And why did you say then and now?
Because it's talk about the past and now. That in the past the children wasn't heavy right now, and
Okay.
they have the overweight like now.
Okay. Let's look at C. I guess that part of the problem is that many kids do not have good opportunities to exercise. They live in neighborhoods without sidewalks or paths where they can walk, bike, or skate safely. Some can reach their schools only by cars or bus. Large or crowded cities can also be dangerous for kids to go out and play. Moreover, I am sure that electronic entertainment also plays a role. A few decades ago, kids used to go outside to play with other kids because it was more fun than sitting around the house. Today, kids who sit around the house have access to dozens of TV channels, the internet, and of course, video games. Still, another cause is that some parents aren't home, as families might have one or two working parents. For most of the daylight hours, those parents just are not around to encourage their kids to get some exercise. These are all complicated problems that we must find solutions for. The solutions are also complicated. We have to find a way to solve them. All right, which one do you think there?
I think no quick fix.
No quick fix? Okay, why do
Yes.
you say no?
Because that the kids do not playing sport for many reasons, and you can fix it quickly.
Okay,
Yes.
let's look at D. But there is one more cause for the fattening of kids, and that cause is the big influence that fast food restaurants have over children. For many of today's kids, fast food is their lunch, and increasingly, lunchtime at school means those foods too. About 20% of schools in America have sold chain restaurants the right to put their food items on the cafeteria lunch menu. Many schools also allow candy and soft drink vending machines on their campuses. The problem is not only that burgers, fries, and sodas are not nutritious to begin with, although they aren't. It seems that the situation is getting much worse because of the increasingly huge portions sold by fast food restaurants. A typical meal might have included a burger, 2 ounces of French fries, and a 12-ounce Coke. This would provide 590 calories. But today's customers do not have to be satisfied with such small portions. For very little more money, customers have a quarter-pound burger, extra large fries, and extra large cup of Coke that add up to 1,550 calories. A whole generation of kids is growing up believing that all this fat, sugar, and sodium is considered a normal portion. As a result, they are becoming extra large themselves. Okay, what's a good subtitle here?
Get out there.
Get out there?
Yes.
Why you say get out there for this one?
Because the reason of the overweight for the children that they sell the fast food and the soft drinks in school. Okay. So,
Look at the other titles. Remember, this one talked about fast food restaurants coming into the schools. So is there a better title here?
can you smell that companies are cooking?
Yes, I think that's a better title. Can you smell what companies are cooking? All right. And then E, when kids watch after school and Saturday morning shows, they are seeing at least an hour of commercials for every 5 hours of programming. On Saturday mornings, 9 out of 10 of those commercials are for sugary cereals, fast foods, and other junk. Many of the commercials are matched with popular toys or beloved cartoon characters or movies for children. Watching those commercials makes the kids hungry, or at least they think they're hungry. So they eat something while watching. At lunchtime, they want to go out for more junk food, and they get bigger and bigger and bigger. What about here?
I choose baking unhealthy bunch. Baking unhealthy bunch.
Packing unhealthy punch. Why do you pick packing an unhealthy punch?
Actually, I'm not sure about my choice on this, but I think this is the best.
But tell me why you think this was the best one.
Um, because it's talk about the children. They when they watch movies on television, they eat. When they saw in the television about about the fast food and the soft drink.
I'm sorry, I thought I was sharing my screen, but I wasn't. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. I was thinking eat this nonstop junk. That's what I was thinking for that one. But let's see. F, there is no overnight solution to the problem of children increasing weight and decreasing level of physical fitness. But can anything be done? It goes without saying that fast food meals and junk food vending machines should be banned from schools. The education system should be helping children start good nutritional habits, not helping them do the opposite. In addition, commercials for junk food must be banned from TV when children usually watch, specifically Saturday mornings. And finally, fast food restaurants should be forced to show the nutritional information of their products in their restaurants. TV, print, and online ads, that's easy to understand. Immediately, customers could see that in one fast food meal, they were taking in more calories and fat than they should consume in an entire day. Hold on one second. All right, so what about F?
I will choose baking unhealthy lunch.
Packing an unhealthy punch? Okay, why you pick that one?
Because I don't know. I think this is the best. But I'm not sure.
Yeah. Packing an unhealthy punch. Maybe maybe that one's a race against time. Because it's saying that something should be done. Let's go back and look at our answers. Let's read G. As far as I'm concerned, overweight kids today become overweight adults tomorrow. Overweight adults are at increased risk for heart disease, diabetes, stroke, and cancer. Schools, fast food restaurants, and the media are contributing to a public health disaster. If you ask me, anything that can be done to decrease the role junk food plays in kids' lives has to be done and done quickly. What'd you pick for G?
Get out there.
Yeah. G
Get
could
out.
G could be a race against time too. Get out there, it could be get out there. There's no right solution. All right, so you said A was what?
Race against time.
Why so many kids? All right, I'm gonna say A is pack an unhealthy punch. I'm gonna say B. What we say B was?
Then and now.
B is definitely then and now because it talks about the past, right? C, get out to exercise. I think C is get out there. I guess the part of the problem is that kids don't have good opportunities to exercise. So yeah, I think C is get out there.
Okay.
Right? Meaning, because it's talking about kids exercising and staying in the house. So a good subtitle is get outside and play. Do something other than play video games and eat. D, but there's more cause of many schools allow something. Yeah, D is, can you smell what the companies are cooking? Okay. E, many commercials are E. Let's see. E is when kids watch after school program, many girls are watching those commercials make kids hungry. So they eat something. Eat this nonstop junk. E is eat this nonstop junk. I think we said. F, there's no overnight solution. F, there's no overnight solution. Did we say a race against time already?
Yes, enough.
For F, right? F is a race against. And then G, the one that's left over is.
Get out there.
Yeah. The G would be get out there. If you ask me anything that, yeah, get out there, do something about it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now A we said was what? A we said was.
I think baking unhealthy food.
Yeah, packing a healthy punch. All right.
Yes.
The reason why I said packing a healthy punch is because it talks about. It talks about portion sizes and the negative effect that the sizes are having on kids' weights. So it says, the second line says, the number one reason is junk food, which is available anytime, anywhere, in any portion sizes. So that goes with packing on a healthy punch, because it's talking about the availability of these fast foods that are unhealthy for people. So that's why I said packing on a healthy punch. B, I said then and now, right? Then and now, that's the easy one because it's talking about what happened in the past. And he said, when I was a kid, kids weren't obese or overweight. So that's then and now. And it talks about the past, 1975, and the present. C, I guess a big part of the kids don't have exercise, opportunities to exercise. All right. They live, so we said C was what? What did we say C was?
Get out there.
We say C was get out there. Yep. So C, the reason I say get out there is because it starts off, I guess the big part of the problem is kids don't have a good opportunities to exercise. So this is talking about kids being active versus being docile, staying in the house. All right. So good subtype will be go outside and play, become more active, because C is talking about being active. D,
No quick fix.
D's no quick fix,
Yes.
or is, I thought D was can you smell what the companies are cooking?
Yes, yes. And
So
E, no.
yeah, so I said D is, can you smell what the companies are cooking? Because it's talking about how companies are paying the schools to have their food on the lunch menus, and the role companies are playing, and encouraging and being a baiting kids in, or conditioning kids to eat these bad foods, these unhealthy foods that are making them become overweight. So it's talk about, it names, like it even says Coke, right? Coke is naming, is saying that these restaurants are buying, and it's talking about vending machines. So can you smell what the companies are doing? E, we said, what was E?
No quick fix.
E, no quick fix, because it's saying that when kids watch after school program, the mini excursions are watching those commercials when kids hungry. No, E's not no quick fix. E is eat this nonstop junk. E is eat this nonstop junk. All right. So the reason why E is eat this nonstop junk is because it's saying kids, they watch after school programming, they're inundated with all of this in their face, after school programming, at school, on Saturday mornings, 9 out of the 10 commercials are for sugary cereals, fast food, and junk. Many of the commercials match with popular songs, toys, and cartoon movies. So E is eat this nonstop junk. And what they mean by that is the companies are always in their face, trying to sell them and encourage them to eat unhealthy. So E is eat this nonstop junk. F is no quick fix. Because F starts off by saying there's no overnight solution, right? And it talks about solutions. So, and saying that these things we're going to do over time. We have to fix them over time. So there's no quick fix. And then finally, G is, what we say G was? Get out there, right? Get out there. We got to do something about this problem. Get out there. We got to change the problem before it gets bad. So get out there and do something. Okay.
Okay.
So that's my, so when we do, you got to be able to explain your answer. Okay. So this is a very good reading comprehension activity to see if you understand what the author's intent. So why don't you tell me, answer some of those questions that we talked about yesterday.
Okay.
What was the
first question, what is the main idea? I have two answers.
Okay.
The main idea, the overweight for kids and the reason. And the second answer, the disease caused by overweight That's my answer.
All right, so let's go back to your first answer. Your first answer is what?
The overweight for children and the reason.
So I want you to practice. So we got to practice this so you become more, remember the C word, so you can become coherent, understandable. So when someone asks you a question, you start by beginning the answer with the question. So the question was, what is the main idea of this passage? And you can start by saying the main idea is, or the main ideas are, because you have two main ideas or two points you want to make, right? So you can start off by saying the main ideas are, or you can say there are two main ideas, right?
Okay.
Or you can say there are 2 points. The first main idea is that, what's the first main idea?
The first main idea is the overweight for children and the reason.
Okay. The first main idea of this passage, or the main idea of this passage is to tell people how or why children are becoming overweight. The first main idea of this passage is to explain why children are becoming overweight. The first idea of this passage, the first main idea is, the main ideas are to inform people about why children are becoming overweight.
Okay.
And what's the second point?
The disease caused by overweight.
So the main points of this passage are to explain why children are becoming overweight and to inform us, or to inform the reader about what happens and the diseases that can be caused due to obesity. Okay, so I want you to start thinking in complete sentences. The first main idea, or there are two main ideas, all right, or the author is trying to make 2 points. So when you speak, try to speak in sentences. This is a good activity, okay, for you. You can practice this by yourself. So you ask yourself a question. What is the main idea of this passage? And then you answer yourself. The main idea of this passage is, or you could say there are two main ideas, full stop. The first main idea is to inform people about why kids are becoming overweight. Full stop. The second idea, or the second reason the author has written this passage, is to explain the health risk of becoming overweight, or the challenges with becoming overweight, or the dangers of being overweight as a child. Okay.
Okay.
So you could say, the great thing is you can say things many different ways. There's not one way to say something, but try to start to speak in complete sentences. So if I say, what color is the sky? You would say what?
The color of the sky, it's blue.
The color of the sky is blue. So you do that with everything. What is your name?
My name is Subay.
What country do you live in?
I live in Saudi Arabia.
What is your favorite food?
My favorite food is pizza.
Why do you want to practice medicine?
I want to practice medicine because I think it's it's I like the lifestyle of the hospital, and I think it's the best job for me. And I like to helping people, so that's why I chose medicine.
So good. That's much better. Remember, try to, this is a very good exercise. Is to try to always speak in complete sentences. I want to practice medicine because I would enjoy working in a hospital environment. I also enjoy helping people. Practicing medicine, my primary goal, because I want to become a respected professional in the community. All right. Also, what happens when you speak in complete sentences, it gives you a time to think about what you're going to say next and not use fillers like right? So when you speak in complete sentences, it gives you time. I want to be a doctor. I want to practice medicine because I enjoy the hospital environment. See, you don't have to speak fast. That's the key. Okay, speak slow. Okay, you don't have to speak fast. You don't have to speak quickly. All right.
Okay.
You can speak slowly and in complete sentences. I want to practice medicine because I enjoy the hospital life. Every time I walk into the hospital or walk into a hospital, my heart starts beating fast because I know this is a place that I belong. I belong in this place because I naturally enjoy helping people. You see? When you speak in complete sentences, it gives you time to think about what you want to say and what word comes next. Okay. And
Okay.
it makes you sound like you have command of your ideas. You know exactly what you want to say, and you can communicate your ideas well. Let's finish. I said we're gonna finish the last two. Can you tell me what parts of speech we covered yesterday?
The verb and noun, pronouns, adverb, adjective.
All right, so yesterday, what's the first one we talked about?
We talk about verb.
We talked about verbs. And what is a verb?
Word that show an action.
I want you, from now on, I want you to speak in complete sentences.
Okay.
A verb is a word that shows.
Okay, the verb, it's word that show an action.
A verb is a word that shows action. Say that. A verb is a word that shows action.
A verb is a word that show action.
All right. So I want you to slow down, pronounce every word. A verb is a word that shows action.
A verb is a word that show action.
It shows action.
It shows action.
Right. A verb is a word that shows action. All right. Now, this word is that explanation is like a native speaker. All right.
Yes.
And this is a complex sentence. It's a relative clause, and this is kind of harder You're gonna learn this later. But the reason why it shows here is because, and I'm gonna confuse you. But just know that this is shows because the subject verb here is singular.
Singular.
Okay. So this verb right here also has to, this is kind of advanced. Don't worry about it. We'll get to that point. Or you can just simply say a verb is an action word. All right. Now, this one is actually the best way. Why? It goes back to the first day that we had class. This is concise, it's short, it's straight to the point, it's direct. This one right here is not direct, right? Native speakers might use this, but actually not very good because there's an easier way to say this. Remember, in academic English, we will always want to go with the easiest way. A verb is an action word. A verb is an action word. What is a verb? A verb is an action word. Versus saying a verb is a word that shows action. Okay? Is an easier way to say that. A verb is an action word. Can you say that for me? A verb is an action word.
A verb is an action word.
Slow down. A verb is an action word.
A verb is an action word.
I want you to open your mouth. Open your mouth. Do this.
Okay.
All right. In English, see, in Arabic, you don't have to open your mouth as much.
Yes.
In English, the more you open your mouth and you use your tongue and your teeth and your eyes and your face, actually the better you sound. You feel stupid when you do it, but you sound great. A verb is an action word.
A verb is an action word.
Sounds better. I can see you moving your mouth in your head. If you
Yeah.
notice, people who like news reporters on television, they're very animated and they speak with their hands in their head when they speak in English because they want to pronounce every word. Because English is a very, you move everything with your mouth and your nose and your ears and your eyes, and a verb is an action word. And you sound stupid and silly, but I mean, you feel like it's stupid and silly, but you sound excellent and people understand everything that you're saying. Versus when you do this, a verb is an action word. A verb is an action word. A verb is an action word. All right.
Okay.
What about noun? What is a noun?
The noun is a person, thing, idea, or place.
So a noun is a person, place, thing, or idea. A noun is a person, place, thing, or idea. What about a pronoun?
Pronoun, it's take the place of the noun.
So say that again in a complete sentence. A
Takes place and
noun.
and
A
and noun.
pronoun. A pronoun. Say it. A pronoun.
A pronoun.
Finish. A pronoun takes the place of a noun.
A pronoun takes the place of a noun.
Perfect. And then you remember adjective. What is
And adjective describe nouns.
Perfect. Adjectives describe nouns. So you can say this two ways. You can say this two ways. You can say a adjective, or an rather, adjective, an adjective describes
nouns.
nouns. Right? An adjective describes nouns. So because you have a singular subject, and we'll talk about subjects later, you have a singular subject, you need a singular verb. All right. And with
Okay.
it, when the verb is a regular verb, all you have to do is make an S on the noun, on the verb, and that makes it singular. A S on a noun makes it plural. So car is one, cars are more than one, right? But in a verb, talk, right? It's different. In verbs, talks is singular and talk is plural, right? So here, I can say this two ways. I can say an adjective describes nouns, or I can say adjectives describe nouns. You see the difference? Here, the subject is plural, meaning more than one. So I need a verb that is plural. So you can say it two ways. An adjective describes nouns. Or I could say adjectives describe nouns. Say both of those for me.
Okay. An adjective describes nouns. An adjective describes nouns.
I want you to slow down. An adjective describes nouns. Adjectives describe nouns.
Okay. An adjective describes nouns. Adjective describe nouns.
It's much better when you slow down. I want you to slow down, okay? When you get really comfortable with English, really comfortable, then your speed will, but even still, it is always better to speak slower, not super slow. Hello, my name. No, that's too slow. But hello, my name is Ray. An adjective describes nouns. Adjectives describe nouns. Okay. It's much better that you speak at a slower cadence. I don't care if you're native, non-native, it's much better. Okay, for English. For other languages, it may be different. But for English, it's the slow is actually good. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And then we also talked about
Adverb.
adverbs. And we said the adverbs tell, oh, excuse me. We said the adverbs modify
Verb
verbs,
or adjective or adverb.
adjectives, and what we mean by modify, all that means is tell how, tell when, right? Tell how, tell when, tell well, where. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so let's talk about the last two. Okay. The other, this one is conjunctions. Now, let's say the conjunctions. Let's talk about the easier one first. Hold off on conjunctions for a second. Let's talk prepositions. Prepositions show direction. All right. Prepositions show direction, or a preposition shows direction. Prepositions show direction. Give you an example. Mary walks to the store. Okay, which one of these words is showing direction here?
To.
To. So to is the preposition. Sarah looks at the dress. Which one of these words is the preposition here?
At.
The book is on the table. Which one of these words is a preposition?
The preposition is on.
The dog lies under the desk. Which one is the preposition?
The preposition is under.
The butterfly hovers above the girl's head. Which one is the preposition?
The preposition is above.
Okay. So above, so these prepositions show direction. They're very easy. All right. Then you might hear somebody say, well, does this sentence have a prepositional phrase? Yeah. The prepositional phrase here is to the store, at the dress, on the table, under the desk, above the girl's head. That's the phrase, but the preposition itself is the word that actually points, shows direction. Okay, we'll get into phrases later. Okay, all right, let's talk about one that's going to take a little bit more time. And that's conjunctions. And the best definition to say conjunctions are connect ideas and things. Let's just put it like that. Conjunctions connect ideas. That's the simplest definition I can give you. Conjunctions connect ideas. Now, there are two types of conjunctions. The subordinating conjunctions and there's coordinating conjunctions. Right? Coordinating conjunctions, they make compound sentences. And they do exactly what they sound like. They coordinate. They're like the managers. They show the relationship between two ideas. So coordinating conjunctions show the relationship between two ideas. Subordinated conjunctions make complex sentences. And what subordinated conjunctions do is they make, and this is a very important that you remember this, they make complete ideas incomplete. All right, but let's talk about the first one that you're gonna have to know for university, and that's coordinating conjunctions. Now, coordinating conjunctions, you may have heard in school of fanboys. Do you remember fanboys? Did you ever learn fanboys?
Oh, yes.
All right, so what is F?
For
For A,
and
N,
nor
B,
but
O,
or
Y,
yet.
and S.
So
Good. So you know your fanboys. These are all coordinating conjunctions. And they make what type of sentences?
compound sentences.
Compound sentences. And we use these to show the, remember it says show the relationship between two ideas. So for shows the relationships of reason or purpose. N shows the relationship of what? Can you tell me what N shows the relationship?
I forget.
No, think about it. When you say N, you doing what? You're adding additional information, right? So adding information. Right? So you say, I like the dress and I like the shoes, right? Nor is what? Do you know what nor is?
No.
Nor is nothing.
Yes.
Nor is nothing, zero. Okay. All right. So that means nothing. What about but? But shows the relationship of what?
About two things.
No. What about two things? Because remember, all of these are going to do two things, right? So but shows the relationship of what? Difference. I like him, but he can never be my husband. Right? I like him, but he could never be my husband. Right? The difference. So the two ideas are different. You like him, but he can never be your husband. What about or? Or shows the relationship of what?
Choices.
Cool.
Choices.
Choices, right? Choice. I will go to Italy or I will go to Germany. Choice. What about yet? Yet is a hard one. Yet it shows irony. And irony is something that is unexpectedly different or opposite that you think should be the same. Something that's ironic is something that happens that you would not expect to happen. Right? Yet would be he works out every day, yet he is still overweight. You see the
I see.
irony? He works out every day, yet he is still overweight. Or he is a comedian, yet he is not funny. He is a comedian, yet he is not funny, right? That's irony, something that you wouldn't expect to happen. And then we have so. So shows cause and effect, a relationship of cause and effect. All right, now I'm going to put an asterisk next to so, because so can also be a subordinating conjunction too. As a subordinating conjunction, so is purpose, shows purpose. And it's very easy, it's easy not to confuse the two, because as a subordinated conjunction, you can always say so that. That's how you know when it's purpose. If you can add the word that with it, and it makes sense, you need a subordinating so. But when you're showing the relationship of cause and effect, you just use so. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So tell me, what do conjunctions do?
Connect ideas.
Complete sentence.
The conjunction is connect ideas.
Say it again. Conjunctions connect ideas.
Conjunction connect ideas.
Lower. Conjunctions connect ideas.
Conjunction connect ideas.
So I know the reason why I'm doing this with you, because I'm helping you in all your classes. So so when I ask you to repeat something, this is going to help you for speaking and listening class. Okay.
Okay.
All right. It's going to help you for speaking and listening. So I'm trying to cover all the classes. So right now we're taking a writing class, we're taking a speaking and listening class, we're taking a reading class, a comprehension class, all in one. Okay. So all these things done. So if I'm asking you to repeat things, because we're helping you with many different things. Okay.
Yes.
How many different types of conjunctions are there?
There is two type of conjunction.
There is two. There is two.
There are two type of conjunction. The first.
There are two types of conjunctions. Pause. Stop. That's your first sentence. There are two types of conjunctions. Full stop. The first type of conjunctions, or you can say however you want. There are two types of conjunctions.
Okay.
They are subordinating conjunctions and coordinating conjunctions. Subordinating conjunctions make complex sentences. Subordinating conjunctions also make complete ideas incomplete. The second type of conjunctions are coordinating conjunctions. Coordinating conjunctions make compound sentences. Coordinating conjunctions show the relationship between two ideas. Okay,
Okay.
so I'm gonna ask you the question. How many, what are conjunctions?
There is two
No,
what's your question?
question. What are conjunctions?
There are two type of conjunction.
Uh, answer the question I asked
Ah.
you. What are conjunctions?
Conjunction conduct ideas.
Say that again. Conjunctions do what?
Conjunction connect ideas.
How many types of conjunctions are there?
There are two type of conjunction.
What
The
are
first,
they?
it's hard to pronounce.
Subordinating. Subordinating. Subordinating.
Subordinated.
Subordinating.
Subordinated.
Or the subordinating.
Subordinated.
Mhm. And then the other one is core.
Coordinated.
Coordinating. Subordinating, coordinating. Subordinating, coordinating. Okay, so what are the two different types of conjunctions?
The subordinating, coordinating.
Subordinating, coordinating.
Subordinating, coordinating.
Uh-huh. And
Yes.
what do coordinating conjunctions do?
Coordinating conjunction, compound sentence. It's compound sentence.
Make compound sentences, all right? Coordinating conjunctions make compound sentences.
Okay. Coordinating conjunction make compound sentences. It shows the relationship between two ideas.
Perfect. Subordinated conjunctions do what?
Subordinating conjunction make complete sentence.
Complex.
Complex sentence. Complex sentences. It make a complete idea incomplete.
Right.
In
Subordinated conjunctions make complex sentences. All right. Subordinated conjunctions make complete ideas incomplete. Okay. What are the seven coordinating conjunctions?
Okay, there are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so.
Good. All right. Now, so these are all the coordinating conjunctions. However, we're not going to talk about subordinate conjunctions right now because that's a longer conversation. All right. Let's just focus on coordinating conjunctions. Remember, they make compound sentences and they show relationships between two ideas. All right. So real quickly, then I'll let you go. Let's talk about and. Remember, we said more information. Can you give me a sentence using and that shows a relationship between two ideas?
Okay. I will go to the supermarket.
I
Or
will
I go to the
go
market
the market
and buy ice cream.
and buy ice cream,
Pick
and you need a subject, and I
I
will
will
buy ice cream. Oops. All right. Now, now you can say I will go to the market and buy ice cream. You can say that. That's fine. The only problem is this one is this is just a simple sentence. And this one is a compound sentence. Why? Because in a compound sentence, you always need to have two subjects and two verbs. All right. And a sentence is a complete idea. A sentence is a complete idea. A complete idea always has a subject and a verb. The subject does the action and the verb is the action. So in a compound sentence, you should have two subjects and two verbs. One for the first sentence, the other for the second sentence. And the conjunction join the two sentences together. And we always put a comma in front of the conjunction. Okay. So all a compound sentence is two sentences joined together as one to show the relationship between the two sentences. I will go to the market and I will buy ice cream. However, a simple sentence is only one idea. Just one idea. So one idea means you're going to use a simple sentence. Here you have, I will go to the market and buy ice cream. Because there's no subject here. You just have a verb. We call this SVV. Subject, will go is a verb, and then buy is a verb. So we call this SVV. All right. Subject, verb, verb. All right. In a compound sentence, it should always be subject, verb, conjunction, subject, verb. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So remember, a compound sentence are two simple sentences joined together. Two simple sentences joined together. Join together to form one sentence. Okay. So here's a compound sentence because you have two sentences joined together with a conjunction, and I want to show the relationship between those two sentences. Here, this sentence right here is nothing more than a simple sentence. It's one idea. Okay. One idea. I will go to the market and buy ice cream.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So very important that you remember a sentence A sentence is a complete idea. All sentences are complete ideas. Okay. A sentence is a complete idea. Okay. So Mary runs. That's a sentence. Mary runs to her house. That's also a simple sentence. These are both simple sentences. Subject, verb, subject, verb. Mary runs to her house and she cooks dinner. All right. Here now, this is a compound sentence because we have a subject, we have a verb, we have a conjunction, and then we have another subject and verb. All right. I could also say Mary runs to her house let's do this just to show you. Mary runs and cooks. Mary runs and cooks. So here, this is also this is a simple sentence. And it has subject, verb, verb. Okay. All right.
Yes.
So these are all complete ideas. Mary runs to her house, but she cooks at her friend's place. All right. This is also a what? Compound sentence, because you have the conjunction but here. Subject, verb, subject, verb. Okay.
Yes.
So I want you to remember that in order, a compound sentence must have a conjunction. If it doesn't have a conjunction, it's just a simple sentence. It means you don't have, you didn't, the after, see in here, even though it has in here, notice I didn't put a comma here. It has in here, but there's no subject in front of it, so it's still a simple sentence. Subject, verb, verb. All right. Here's what I want you to do for next week. I want you to go back into the passage that you wrote, that you read, the two passages. Pick 5 of the vocabulary words from those passages. And I want you to write 5 simple sentences using those vocabulary words and 5 compound sentences using those vocabulary words. Okay?
Vocabulary.
Yeah, the vocabulary from the passage that we read.
Oh,
Right? So there are vocabulary words in those passage. Pick 5 of those vocabulary words and make 5, write 5 simple sentences and 5 compound sentences, and we will go over them on Monday. Monday? We do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right?
yes, yes.
So we'll go over them on Monday.
Okay.
Any of the 5 vocabulary words. All right? From the
Okay.
passage that either extra large or global diet choices. Either one of those.
Okay.
Okay? Do you have any questions about anything we covered so far?
No, thank you. I don't have questions.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you my my IBAN,
Yes.
so you can I think your sister said you'll pay
Yes.
this week. So I'll send you my IBAN, you can pay whenever, okay?
Okay.
All right, so we'll see you next Monday at 1 o'clock.
Thank you.
I want you to practice speaking slow, practice speaking in complete sentences. Okay? All right? Did you hear me?
Yes, yes, I hear you.
All right. We'll see you next week,
Okay, sorry.
inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.